Well, I see Alex has joined us. Tony Wallow's joined us in the chat. Greg's joined us with the background noise going on in the background. Mr. 510. I have to think about that one a minute.
Background, Mr. 510.
And Greg's got his. There's Jeff, probably on his phone. There's Chris. Hey, Chris.
Hey.
Good to see you tonight.
Yeah.
How's things going so far there in the hotel? How are things going so far there in the hotel?
Oh, it's fine. It's quiet.
That's good. I just woke up from a little nap and grandkids wore me out. Be the last time I run for a long while, I'll tell you that.
Did you see my speed at that motel?
Yeah, don't tell me. I think it was what, 120 and 20?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, the professor said those are good speeds for a motel.
I know. It was like that last time.
Did you see my speeds when I was running with my grandchildren?
No. Yeah.
They sent a Lifeline helicopter, and we just told them to go back. There actually was a Lifeline helicopter just as we were leaving. Wasn't for me though.
The reason I said 510 is because your golf video hit 510 views.
I saw that. I did see that. I did notice my subs drop back into the 130s, which that kind of makes sense. I think the AI can pick up when multiple person's got multiple emails, which that's fine. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I saw that a while ago. I was getting ready to set this thing up, and I was checking through a couple things, and I'm like, are you 510? Man. I didn't check the one from the 4th yet to see what it's up to. Yeah, Robert says my running speed was slow. Yeah, it was.
I got an interesting phone call today from my ISP
Oh, yeah.
saying I downloaded again Top Gun. They got me on that one.
Oh, wow. Wonder how they...
I don't quit. They're going to suspend me for 30 days.
Is that what they said?
Yeah.
Well, you could always do what I did and say, well, it wasn't me. I wasn't even home.
I didn't even answer the voicemail.
I understand. That black bitch did... Yeah, it felt good, too. Believe me.
No problem because if you got multiple people at home using one ISP address, there's no way that the ISP will know who actually didn't download it or not.
Well, that's true. I agree with that.
They'll just know that you did. They'll just know that someone at 501 West Church Street did some downloading they shouldn't.
Yep. Yeah. Oh no. I called them and they told me. Yeah. I said, hey. I mean, it was me, but I told them I wasn't even home. And he said, don't worry about it. As long as it doesn't happen again, you are good. Good to see Tom K over in the chat room. Hope you're feeling better, Tom.
I have never had anything like that happen to me.
You download movies?
No, I'm not like that. I like Darren and Robert.
Greg. I used to. So Robert is saying would a VPN work, Greg?
That's what I'm wondering. Free VPN.
That I don't know.
Were you really downloading movies when you told me you wasn't?
Yeah, I was on. I went to a BitTorrent site and I downloaded something from Disney. I don't even remember what it was now. I actually did 2 that day, and
They must get the ISP. They must get bells and whistles going off in their offices if somebody goes and downloads something illegally like that. It's just,
I don't know. Well, so there was another caveat to that, and I'm trying to remember what it was because I'd been doing it this way for years, and I'd never had an issue until I got to Illinois, and then all of a sudden, it became an issue. So I figured there's other ways around it, and there are.
Hell, they even know the file name that was used.
Yeah, they were pretty thorough. Hey, Jeff, I guess they got the work done on the street?
No, starts at 9 o'clock our time tonight.
Oh, I thought it started earlier in the day. That's an odd starting. Whether it goes 9 to 5 in the morning?
Yeah, 9 tonight until 5 in the morning.
Okay. Oh, so we got you
I
for...
don't know where it is. It's someplace where it affects WeLink's main line.
Hey, there's Parker Morrison. Morrison. I got Mitch Morrison on the mind. There's Parker Morris. I saw him earlier today. Earlier tonight. I just forgot to say something, and someone else wanting in.
I opened a new case with my ISP today. I got the guy there to measure my speed at the modem, and it was 40 megabits per second down.
Ooh.
And so they believe me now.
I would hope so.
And 700 up. Actually, 900 at the modem.
Wow.
900 up and 40 down.
Usually it's the other way around, is it not? Usually don't you have a good download and a horrible upload?
Yeah, so this one is supposed to be, quote, up to 700 up and down.
Right.
So,
Well, he's wanted me to check my speed, so I'll go ahead and do that.
wow.
What are you saying wow about there, Chris?
I'll show you. See that?
157 down and barely 7 up.
Yep.
Yeah.
at the hotel?
Yeah.
Why do you think the upload is so low?
I don't know.
I don't know, that's not bad for a hotel.
Well, my ping is 6. My download speed's 918, and upload's going to be a little faster.
Now that I'm hardwired, I consistently get at least on my computer, I consistently get a ping of about 9. So I'm down to single digits.
Yeah, my ping about varies between 9 and 11, but most of the time it's nearer 9.
On wireless, it's either between 10 and 12 most of the time. And on my computer hardwired, it most of the time it's been 9.
There's Kenny Witten. Hello, Kenny.
Whoa,
I could get used to this chair.
I'm definitely having problems. Got a ping of 24, and my download now is 10.
Wow. Maybe that work started a little earlier than you thought, Jeff. Maybe they've already started.
That's what upload is nearly 800, however.
Well, then again, there's Wintermute.
I mean, well, it's 740. So.
Jared,
Perplexing.
have you tried uploading anything to see how much it affects your download speed?
I don't know why that would do anything if I actually am on Wi-Fi between my computer and the modem. I'm in the hardwire into the computer, but that's out of the switch, which is attached to my upstairs router. I've got a main router near the modem and a router upstairs.
Yeah, that's how
And they're trying, one guy tried to tell me that it was because Wi-Fi is half duplex, that's why my download speed was less than my upload speed. I told the guy tonight that the other guy was full of crap. I understand what half duplex means. It just means you can't send signals both ways at the same time. But when you're uploading stuff, you can't download anything, so. But they do believe me when I say now that I got a problem.
Yeah, we had that problem back when I had 1.5 meg upload. I couldn't, when I was uploading stuff, you couldn't download anything, so I never uploaded anything. But now that I've got 10 meg upload, you can download while I'm uploading.
I don't know what I would upload. I don't do videos or anything. But the download has been slow enough that I was downloading some software files the other night to update Firefox, and it was taking about 4 or 5 times longer than it normally does, so there's something going on. Hey Sean, hey Gary.
Sean, Gary.
Oh, sir.
Hey, Gary.
Well, I've been waiting here so long, I did 2 speed tests.
Finally, 88 outside.
I'm not 88, I'm 826. Down.
We're still 80. Alex, you're co-host. I'm going to switch over to my phone for a minute. I want to see something. Be right back.
Back here it's 92 outside.
Oh, shit.
Thursday 97, Friday at 98, Saturday 94, Sunday 92, Monday 96. So yeah, Wednesday is 99.
Well, I think most of us Thursday. Go ahead, Gary. Oh, it's no big deal. I said we kind of talked about that rolling blackout stuff around. My question is, what about all the neighbors that haven't been generators?
Well, that went horribly wrong, as in when I did that, nobody can see Zoom on the stream.
That is too hot.
I have to figure out another way to do this.
We don't get triple digits very often. We may hit 100 for a day or two, but then it goes back down.
If it never got above 109 here in Vegas, I'd be happy.
Alex, I don't know. Well, take this away. I mean, please. I always ask this question. You guys got snakes around, like by the bushes and whatnot?
Don't think so.
Oh, shush. I go up by the bushes every darn bush has a snake waiting for me to grab it. And I'm not sure.
If we do, I don't notice. I'm an inside body. I don't go outside, but to go, get in the car, and then I go outside to get from the car to where we're going to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually serious with that one.
Yeah, I've never seen a snake here, Gary, but I know they have to be here because this is the desert.
Exactly. When we're not the desert, hot and the other thing I think you and I were talking about this. You got the little, I call them salamanders, little black things about 5 5 inches long. And those are, if you let a door open for a few minutes, you know, like depending where it's at, it's like they all get in the house.
When I lived in South Carolina, we had skinks, where they would snap off their tail and regrow it if you grabbed for them.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I mean,
There were snakes there.
well, I understand, but we have just enough to let us know that we're not. I mean, I'm talking about Florida, which isn't that close. But I swear to coming to railroad days, you know, just walking up on the roads. I'm saying that joking, but it's just going back there to go by the bushes. There's something wild in every bush, and I hate wild. That is not a joke. Hey, over there, I think there's a snake. I'm getting them car and going to town. My wife's not going to say.
I texted Josh, so I guess we'll see how long it takes him to get over here.
Oh, he's busy. Just let him be.
Well, I'm working on his sister's computer, or excuse me, Van's computer. I actually literally dreamed about this last night, weird folks. Me.
You've been on Ken's channel too long if you're dreaming about it.
Well, I'm going to see if I wanted to get a computer for his. You guys a sister?
No.
Why?
Wife. Yeah.
Another one of those computers they have by a huge house.
I just watched his wedding video last night.
It was
It keeps
interesting.
popping up in my feed, even though I've seen it before. Hey, Alex, I got a serious question for you.
Okay.
How many times a month did Josh cuss you out?
I would say at least probably half, well, it's 6.
Hey, Sean, that's the wrong question. The question is per day.
Yeah, really.
Oh, per day then. How many times per day? Well, 6 a month, that'd be a fractional time per day.
A better question is how many times does he call me per day?
Yep. That's probably about 6 too, right? On the average?
No. Actually, the average is probably about 10 or 12.
Ooh. Well, if it's 10 or 12 times a day and you only get cussed out 6 times a month, that's probably not too bad ratio. Of course, the question is, do you give it back to him?
No.
Well, you're a good man.
I don't. I mean, I may get back to him a little bit, but not nearly as bad as what he gives it to me.
All right. Well, you're a good man, Alex. I remember the other day he cussed you out on the stream. First he cussed you out on the phone, then he cussed you out on the stream.
Yeah, they tried to on the stream.
Yeah, Josh has some control issues over his own responses to things.
My wife today helped her doctor buy a new Porsche. Got an MRI.
No.
That's like this.
I assume you guys have some insurance, either through where you work or whatever.
Yeah, where I do. Yeah. Gotcha.
I'm gonna make my coffee for the night. Yeah, thank God for good insurance. If I hadn't had good insurance over the years, I'd be broke right now.
As people say to me with public health, that's all I'll say there is, if you don't have good insurance, I mean, forget it. There isn't in between, you know.
Do you have Keurig, Sean, or do you just brew your coffee the old-fashioned way?
I actually have a iced coffee maker. All I do is put the water, the coffee in, I put ice in the cup and put it under and press the button and it brews the iced coffee. I got it at Walmart for like $34. I had a few relatives that liked iced coffee, and I tried to disown him.
Yeah, I did.
He lived where it's 110 degrees, so no wonder he drinks iced coffee.
I drink coffee just outrageously amount, but I can't drink quote coffee with ice in it.
No. If it's 110 out, I'm still drinking hot coffee. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I am too. I am too. So everybody should be seeing on Zoom and the YouTube stream a very old, dilapidated house. Hopefully.
85.
All right, that's my grandparents' house that I basically off and on grew up in, and I was just appalled at this used to be a flower garden, flower bed. There used to be
That's
a
a
beautiful
current photo?
3-car garage sit back here that you can't see no more.
That's current.
This was as of today, yes. When we got done with the VA, I wanted to go check some things out, and this was on the list of things to check out. As you can see right back here where the arrow's at,
Yeah.
there used to be a beautiful 3-car garage. And then this house right here was probably better than this house, but as you can see, the hillybillies have moved in, as Lorna calls them. It was depressing. So anyway, let's get on to the
Well,
good stuff.
You can't go home again, as they say.
Well, no, my sister wants me to dig out some pictures I have and compare them side by side, and she did say, "Don't show Mom whatever you do," and I'm like, "Well, of course not."
No,
Yeah.
that's just depressing.
Yeah.
The house I grew up in, not being lived in now. There's people who own the property put a house trailer on it instead.
Well, we went out to
And
this.
there's windows knocked out of it on one end, at least the last time I drove past.
Yeah, I actually, on this first one right here, I actually expanded it a while ago, and I wish I hadn't, because you can see they've got cardboard and just, it's just terrible. But anyway.
Well, and sometimes it isn't all because the people are bad. A friend of mine that still lives near where I grew up said the people that live on the place I grew up in are nice people, but just poor as anything.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree with that.
As the old saying goes, they don't have a pot to pee in or a window to throw it out of.
Yeah. So we went out to the
So they just are doing the best that they can.
Sure.
So,
we went out to
and it
the,
is what it is. The little town I grew up in is practically non-existent. It's still an incorporated city in Kansas. And that's because the way the laws are written there, it takes an act of God to unincorporate a city. Apparently. And there's like 30 people living there,
wow.
and they just sort of keep going on, and no way to unincorporate without a lot of effort. The people living there don't care to try to put forth all the effort.
Sure.
I don't blame them, actually.
Well, my grandparents took a lot of pride in their house too, so
Yeah.
we stopped by the track, and I got out and took a panoramic, which this one turned out all right. As you can see how overcast it was today. And then I took another panoramic.
At the Indianapolis 500 track?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was thinking horse track when you first said it.
I don't know what that one was supposed to be. It just didn't turn out. And then this one actually turned out really cool. This is the same plane, and it's a panoramic of the same plane. I thought that was...
Really?
I didn't know how it was going to turn out, but that's how it turned out. Pretty neat. And then
Interesting.
the stands as we were coming up from one of the side streets. Just I was showing her how big this facility is.
Interrupt you for a second. Those two planes are that plane. It almost looks like a tourism or something. Like on another.
Well, I got
The
more.
737, it's one of the bigger planes.
So these were all taken with my iPhone, and I had it zoomed out at 15. This is the biggest zoom you can get. It looked pretty good, and then she wanted me to take a picture of the I Heart or I Love Indy, whatever you want to call it. And you can, this actually, to me, this, I think it was this one, this picture actually didn't look like a picture at first, but I know it was because I took it. It just doesn't look that, and this one here is the same way. Now, this road right here used to be called Crawfordsville Road, and there was houses all lined up over here on this side, but the tract bought the houses so that they could make money off renting the property out during the month of May. It's just horrible. I like to never figured out how to get back over to this street, because from the way you used to do it, they've got it blocked off.
So are there still houses there?
No, they're completely gone. Completely gone. And
So
now they are.
Rid it out.
No, the track, they're camping lot, parking lot spaces.
All right.
And of course she was happy.
That sounds like it.
I made
Party
her.
with their eyes closed.
Yeah, well, I rarely do that, but and then we try to get a selfie, but that's getting harder to do because I'm a little taller than she is. And we were trying to catch the logo, so I guess I needed to be a little bit more over to the left. And then that one just cracks me up. She just like got that scowling look on her face. And here I got, that's a Southwest airline, I believe. If I zoom in on that, yep, that's Southwest. I followed this guy for a pretty good long ways. I like that picture. That came out really good. Before the flag and after the flag. That's the last one. So now give me a second and I'll get us back to where we're supposed to be. Sure I will.
Hey, Ken.
Yeah.
Start over again. How, I don't know how to say this the wrong way. How often do you and your wife, mother, look at pictures after you take them?
How often do we show my mom? Is that the question?
No, in other words, you got this picture so nice, and I'm not joking. But how often do you go back and look at it?
The house?
No, the pictures. You got, I mean, it's all virtual, but you got 20 pictures you just showed us.
Right.
When's the next time you're going to look at them?
Probably tomorrow when I bring them over on the DaVinci Resolve and edit them a little bit.
Okay, after next Friday. Now, how long will people before you look at them?
It'll be, I don't know, undetermined.
I wasn't trying to put you on the spot. I was just thinking with, certain things you got all, not you got all these pictures. So when's the next time you look at them?
Yeah. I don't know because I've got to go through a flash drive I've got pictures on to find. I've got pictures of my grandparents' house when it was in its prime, so to speak. And my sister wants to see a side-by-side comparison for some reason, which I told her, no, you really don't. It's actually that bad. But she was insistent, so I'll do that probably. Well, actually, you know what? I don't think I'll be doing anything tomorrow because I have to go sit with my mom in the morning. The doctors don't want her to be alone.
Is there something happening tomorrow? Or just every day they don't want to?
Every day. No, every day. Moving forward, they don't want her to be alone.
How do you guys handle that?
Well, when my sister's not there, I'll be there. And when I'm not there, then my brother will be there or my sister will be there.
I know your brother works, but what about your sister?
She works, yeah. She works.
That puts a lot on you, probably.
Well, it will, but I'll do the same thing I did when I was helping my son out. I'll say, okay, there's 3 of us, and we're going to divvy this up. I understand you 2 work, but you know what? Both y'all don't work on the weekends, and if you have to not go to the camper to spend time with our mom, then that's what's going to happen. You know, I'm going to drop. Lorna's got a special deal in the morning. In fact, I'm not going to be on here very long tonight because she's got some kind of nonsense that just cropped up today, and it's mandatory and whatever. So as soon as I drop her off, the bigger part of my day will be spent with my mom, which I'm not complaining.
Yeah, I'm not saying ours.
We're hoping some tests some of the tests they can't. Gosh dang it, come back negative, and then depending on these tests come back, maybe I better go get some tests done. There'll be either a CAT scan or an MRI, and I can't remember which one, or maybe both. I don't know yet. They suspect she suffered a stroke when she was home alone, and these are the way she's acting and everything that's going on. That's what is being suspected right now. She does have a UTI. She's being treated for that, but the doctor said, "I see this as well." So, was hoping for good news, and unfortunately didn't get good news.
I'm not talking super bad news, but hopefully that's not that big of news. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, sure. It could have been. I mean, it could have been a whole lot worse. They could have, rushed her over to the emergency room or admitted her to the hospital or, anything else. Clearly would have changed what we did today, but.
Another super idea or throw out. Can you guys bring her like each person's house during the day? Like, I don't know.
No, she wouldn't. She would not do that. And that would be a pain. It's so much easier for us just to go to her house. And honestly, that's the best thing to do because it's an environment that she's used to. If we brought her over here, she doesn't know the layout. I mean, this house is a very simply laid out house, but she just doesn't know it. And we go to my brother's house. He's got an upstairs, and everybody lives upstairs. So she literally would be sitting there downstairs by herself because they don't have brains God give a goose to go sit with her. So it is what it is. I need someone to translate. Anybody translate? I don't know what this is. I think it's Spanish. Some dude by the name of Bob Espinoja, Esponja, just commented in a foreign language. Usually what I do is I go grab it, take it to a translator and see what it is. But I don't know that I can trust the translators anymore either. Where's Jose when you need him?
Did Jose ever do that job for you last night?
No, he left, and I sent him an email because I wanted to make sure he knew I was just messing around with him. And he said he did. I went and got my new glasses at the VA today. They're okay. I can see a whole lot better. So this translates to, I don't know why this video appeared 2 times in recommended. I don't either. Couldn't tell you. And it's in the, it's the stream, or the one I uploaded of the grandkids, and the grandkids running me ragged.
I'm gonna watch that video.
Well, you guys, if Lorna would have thought, you got to see the tail end of that. I probably spent a good 25 minutes chasing kids tonight. And when I mean chasing kids, them kids can run fast now. I'm telling you. They're like, well, let's make Grandpa work, and they're gone. And then the grandson one time turned to go toward the street, and I'm like, oh man, this can't happen. I got to figure out how to prevent him from going in the road. So I had a sudden burst of energy, and that he didn't get to the road. Hey, Jim.
Hello.
Thought I seen you jump in here a while ago. Make sure I got this all set up right. I was going to go play golf today, get my free round of golf, but it was 90-some degrees, and we get little downpours every now and then. So what we did end up doing after we went to the 500, and I actually drove by the house and showed Lorna the first school I ever went to here in Indianapolis, and this the house we lived in, and then we got out on the west side of the city, and I couldn't remember if I needed to go left or right to get to where I wanted to go. So I kind of deducted that where I wanted to go sat toward the city, and the city clearly wasn't left, so we hung a right, which was the right way to go, and we drove by the state fairgrounds because we are going to the state fair. She's put in for July 29th off because Kansas will be there, and we both like Kansas, so we're going to try to go see them that night as well. It's a straight shot. I literally go out on my little Orchard Village Drive that's a dead-end street here to the street right in front of us, hang a left, go to the next street, hang a left, all the way across the city, and we're at the state fair. So, I honestly thought it was going to be a pain in the neck to get to, but it's not. Looking forward to it now. Looking forward to it. Everybody have a decent Monday.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm available in your area. That figures.
Chris, I'm surprised. What time is your thing in the morning?
10 o'clock.
Hmm.
Yeah, I probably need to get some rest.
Yeah, it's 11-ish. Well, 10:56. It's getting there. So I don't know who told the professor, but we went to Texas Roadhouse for dinner. We stopped in to see Mom a little bit and went to dinner over there. And as we were coming out of there, he says, "Where are y'all going for dinner?" So I know someone squealed on me.
No, that's literally just a lucky guess. I'm not even kidding, not even joking. That's just a lucky guess.
You know how?
On your cell phone carrier, is it where you can see your location, isn't it?
No.
Oh, okay.
So how lucky of a guess would it be if you could guess what's about to happen, Alex?
Me going in the waiting room.
What a lucky guess. You know, can you give me 6 numbers? You seem to be on a roll tonight. For the lottery. For the lottery. I'll split it equally with you. 99-1. You know, I'll be fair about it.
So instead of shrimp and shabab, I got candy on one of those shabab sticks.
Well, dinner was really good. I like it better than the one we went to the other night. And Lorna asked the lady, "Do you guys sing happy birthday to people?" And I'm like, I don't want that. She goes, "Well, you have your choice. You can either get your birthday sang to you, or you can get a chocolate brownie." I'm like, "I'll take the brownie," which it was okay. It was about, I don't know, 1.5 inches square. Really cheap. And then our waitress came up and she said, "Does your ticket reflect your military discount?" I said, "No, it doesn't." She says, "I'll take care of that for you." And then which she did, and I did appreciate that. It was pretty good. Yeah, I wanted something translated, homie. Photo Mixed Media is in the house. He said, "Sup, homies? I heard my name mentioned." So if you...
All the Braves games are blackout in this area where I'm at.
Really?
And I can't get it at home either.
How close is Augusta to Atlanta?
Probably 2 hours.
Wow, I would think that would be more than a sufficient distance away to be not blacked out.
It's still blackout in your area, so. And I don't think this motel has the channel anyway.
Yeah, does it have DirecTV?
Yeah, they got DirecTV in all the rooms.
Yep, that's why DirecTV is just stupid on that sometimes.
Yeah, I think I've seen DirecTV in hotels, but I've never been in a hotel where they had Dish Network.
They're currently winning 8-5, top of the 7th, Chris.
Yeah, I know. Kim, what does the nursing home have with your brother? You said your brother had to set the TVs up.
Yeah, I don't know what the provider is. Every TV in that facility is a Samsung, which he swears by.
That's what they have here.
But I don't know who the provider is. I think I'll ask him tomorrow when I see him. Because I honestly do not know.
Sometimes they have their in-house.
No, it's got a guide.
I think they pretty much stopped that it's in digital days.
Yeah, I don't know.
What do you mean in-house? They just use antennas?
Well, they used to.
They get a hold of Darren and Robert and have them send a signal.
when I was at school at Warren Springs, Georgia, they had that's all they had on the roof is the antenna, and it was set up. It wasn't just a straight to TV. It was set up through a master antenna system or whatever.
Back when I was in middle school, that's when this little town still had coax cable. So we could either get satellite or actual cable, and the schools actually had cable.
Well, this was,
Actual cable. You could watch like Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network and all that.
well, this was like cable, but it wasn't no channels off the satellite or nothing. It was just local channels and all. Network channels. It wasn't. It was all straight off the antenna.
I know I've seen our school back when this town had cable, you could get network channels at the at our schools. They had old TVs mounted up on the wall, and you could literally get all the same channels you got at home.
We had those, and they had cable TV too at our school. So somebody brought a universal remote one time and kept turning the TV on, and people got mad.
My mom and dad have never had cable. Never. They always use that stupid antenna on top of the thing for regular basic channels.
My grandma has had cable as long as I can remember, and it's always she's never had to have a cable box either. It's always been just a straight coax cable directly into the TV, and then you scan the channels on the TV like you do if you have an antenna hooked up.
Yeah, that's what we used to have here in Arizona, but then Cox went and decided to make the cable box, so now all the rooms have to have a cable box in order to get cable. But before, it was you just plugged a cable into the wall and plug it into your TV and you get cable.
Well, she still has that.
Now you have to have a cable box in order to get cable channel.
There once was a time, that Braves, something about Braves was not even on cable or nothing. It was on WTBS out of Atlanta, and you could get it straight off the antenna. My grandmother and them got it off their antenna. Atlanta was like 130 miles away, but on a clear night you could get it because she had a good antenna.
No, I'm sure some here, our TVs, my thing, they all put the thing into it. You can even rotate out the antenna, It'll say, oh, channel 47 is or whatever. So it'll find them.
This was way before digital.
I'm digital. Of course, I'm probably the only person here that wants to go back to quote cable instead of streaming. so much easier. Channel 2 was channel 84.
Yeah, that's true.
Now you don't find it. Okay, what is it? Is it on Pluto or is it on? God knows what channel it's on.
Because there's still people out there like my dad like the channel clock. Just click the channel button on the remote. You really can't do that with the streaming services.
Tell me about it. My wife and I, we watched For How You Vote Girls, Perry Mason in the late 50s, early 60s. Until they're done with their series. I will say one thing for anybody on the channel, don't do it. They all smoke cigarettes. Even most of the women. Which was a sexist thing to say.
Guess what I got on TV now, but it's turned down. You have to smoke.
Oh, I like that. Miss Kitty. They screwed up about a week ago. Because I watched that too, all the old shows. And they said something to her, and they didn't mean to say it. Because Matt couldn't find his Miss Kitty.
I could probably log into my dish. I don't know if I can access my DVR or not. I can log in and watch channels though off my dish from here. Motel might not like that though. Had to agree to their terms.
I've actually have some of those hotels. Do they make you agree to a page when you
Yeah.
connected the? You know, like your devices, like your Chromecast and your Amazon Fire Sticks and your Roku's. Don't like those pages. So what I do when I go to a hotel is I take my own little travel router. I get on my tablet, agree to that page, and then whatever other device I connect will automatically connect without having to accept those terms again. So using my own little router, I'm able to connect my Roku or whatever.
Yeah, last time, you remember last time I bought that router with me, but the room didn't have Ethernet for it, so I didn't bring it this time.
But let me guess, this time the room has Ethernet.
No, it's got a jack by the plug in. What's covered, but it's covered up with a plate, so it's nothing there. It's just a plain plate. So they probably got it for the future or whatever, but.
It's been at least a couple of years since I've stayed in a hotel. So
Hey, seriously, I've stayed in Mexico. I actually have good cable. Now, this isn't far from the border, but it's like,
I like this guy off of Instagram. His Instagram name is CT Unit. And speaking of Mexico, I guess this child Fred decided to travel from Mexico to San Diego, and he got busted.
for all you radio folks, do you remember Wolfman Jack?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was doing some work when I worked before, and I was in Texas. Listen to this, it'd be something like it's this wild, crazy guy. And even though he was based out, I guess it was because of Happy Days, he came back in. Happy Days TV show.
I want to go live, but I haven't decided what my first video should be.
I think, and I told Ken this, picking garbage. You only get 100,000 views a week, but you can get by on that.
Yeah, I would think so. Might be a struggle, but you might be able to get by on that.
Yes, I mean, look at what I got from Mrs. Smith's garbage.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Actually, I watched a couple of just that weird. On the way to work, I started seeing something. Think of it through a different angle. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, up to 511 on the golf. The video I just did earlier tonight has 23 views. So that's pretty good. The one from the 4th has... I was looking for something else. 305 still, so it's pretty much ran its course. My subscribers has dropped back down to 138, so I think that out of the 7 Sean gave me last night, 5 of them have disappeared. Or 5 other people have disappeared, who knows, honestly.
I guess I can't even drink nothing in the morning. No water, not even water.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if I can drink water or not.
What kind of test you went for?
A PET scan. 10 o'clock, 6 hours before.
I thought you don't listen. I thought you could drink. But I know nothing.
I think you lost some subscribers because we're talking about Terry.
Could be. That's very possible. Very possible.
Everybody loves Jerry. Everybody's faithful to Jerry. So people start talking crap. There you go.
It could very well be.
I know that's the way I feel.
I'm not saying that.
I'm 138, 143. It's all the same. It's good. It's all good. I'm still blown away at the fact that golf video's got increasing. Did anyone watch Rick's video today? Wintermute's asking. Looked to me like he was holding a 4-pin connector and calling it a 5-pin connector. Rick Lakes, that is.
Poor guy. Rick.
He did call it a 5-pin, and his motherboard does have a 5-pin connector in the lower right-hand corner, I believe it is. But I didn't pay that much attention to whether it looked like a 5-pin or a 4-pin, to be honest.
I did not see it, but did it go together correctly and work?
Run that by me again.
I did not see it, but did it go together and work? And if it did, oops, you made a mistake.
No, he wasn't real sure where to plug it in on the motherboard at. It's coming off of a, what do you call those things, Jim, that run all your fans?
Controller?
That sounds good. Sure. Controller.
Header.
No, in his case, controller. I saw parts of the video. Kevin, I assume you saw my comment in Zoom. He was not sure about a couple of plugs on that, quite frankly. One looked like it was the connector for connecting the RGB to the motherboard to sync it. The other one is the SATA power connector, which powers the control board and the fans and the RGB. And he wasn't sure about the SATA connector either, where that was supposed to go. So,
Minus 2 points.
Yeah, it does kind of look like it's a 4-pin connector. I got it brought up on another tab here.
it's either a 4 or a 3. It depends on what the connection. There is a 12-volt RGB header on some motherboards, and there's also a 3-pin ARGB header on boards. You have to be very careful about plugging them in because they'll accept the same connector. And if you plug in the wrong one, it's going to be a bad day for you.
Yeah, I froze the video and counted 4 holes on what he was holding. Should go to the system_fan on the motherboard.
Okay.
That's according to Wintermute.
Well, that could be fan control for it. It varies from controller to controller. Perfect example is the one that I just did for the streamer, the case that I did. I didn't realize at the time, but the fans are a fixed speed. There is no cable that comes off the controller board that plugs into the motherboard for speed control. There's the 3-pin 5-volt ARGB header for ARGB control. And there's the SATA power connector, which powers the actual hub, which of course powers the fans and powers the RGB. But there's no fan control header on that particular controller. Some of them have all 3. They have fan control, they have AIRGB, and they're powered with a SATA power connector. There's no. Everybody seems to do it differently, and depending on how much you're paying, you get some features and not others.
Just like mine, if one of my fans goes out, I'm facing these screws because I can't find anybody that sells these fans or the fan controller, so that means I have to replace all the fans and not just because the connector on the back of where the fans plug into is weird.
I don't know if I'm supposed to show this or not, but I'm going to show it.
It's not from Debbie Does Dallas, is it?
This guy right here, he's the one that shot prisoner guard in Georgia.
Yeah. He looks like a model citizen.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, he just looks like the kind your daughters want to bring home to show mom and dad.
Anyway, sorry, Ken, I stepped down a minute, the grandchildren showed up and the plumber showed up. All at the same time.
And in about 45 minutes, you're going to lose your internet.
So I know I saw that guy one day when I was at a red light years ago. I saw a guy with a bunch of tattoos like that pass by me.
Hey Jeff, did you get your pipes cleaned?
What?
Did you get your pipes cleaned for the plumber? Don't forget.
He's working on it. But he looked at, I have a recirculation line to send hot water to the farthest parts of the house so you get it quicker.
Right.
This guy looked at it and said it was done wrong.
So you got a recirculation pump?
The lot, yeah. He said the valves near the pump above the hot water heater
Mm-hmm.
were not done correctly. And in my shower, I get hot water quickly every place when the pump's running, except in the master bathroom shower. And if I never turn on the recirculation pump, you never get hot water there, no matter how long you wait. So there's something screwy.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
So anyway, he ran off to Home Depot just a minute ago to grab one or two things. So hopefully we'll get this squared away.
Hey, anybody with this Rick thing? It looks like there's a couple of, not mistakes, but a couple other oops.
Say again?
I said with the Rick build, he's got a couple of other cables he's trying to push together that don't go together.
Well, that one of the cables I am convinced goes to the Thunderbolt connection on the motherboard. That's the only 5-pin connection on the motherboard. And that cable and that case has what you could use either as a USB-C or a Thunderbolt connection on the top. From what I read today, the wiring for both of them is the same number of wires. The thing on the end may not be exactly alike. I couldn't find enough information on the case to clarify it, but so the board's got a Thunderbolt connection, and the case has something that could be used either as a Thunderbolt or USB-C, depending on how it's all wired. So I'm hoping that really is what he can do with that one.
I'm going to turn the camera off and mute my mic because I got to get up and you guys don't want to hear and see this.
The other thing he was showing in the video, at least compared to what I have in my case, it looks like it might be even a SATA connector of some type. I couldn't see it well enough to tell. But that remains to be seen.
I will say one thing, just like Gary
Hey,
with
just
the,
one now.
Gary with the politics. He's still doing it on camera, so give him a couple of wins there. Rick, I mean, realizing we're all judging what he's doing.
Well, no.
Well, in the sense
I
that-
just got lucky when I built mine that everything worked when I hooked it up. But I spent more time thinking about it than I actually did when I started actually to put things together. It took me about 2 hours and then it was done. Not counting installing the software and all that, but putting the hardware together took me about 2 hours. And I was fairly pleased with that, given it had been 11 years since I had built anything. And so far, it's still working anyway. Bless you.
But this guy's not from where I live. Maybe it was just somebody that looked like him.
I'm going to try a new deal with Sparkling Ice here. It's called Cheers to Heroes. Little tribute they got going on.
Okay.
I've never seen that.
Alright, I'm pulling up his video now so I can see.
Say, Wintermute,
Yeah, the connector he shows at about a minute in, that's a fan header plug. That's what that is.
but he did have a 5-pin there at one point, I think.
Well, I'm looking.
You can scrub through it.
For the first one he shows to the camera, that's the fan.
Did I get a sponsor?
And let's see if I can find the other one.
Yeah, I'm going to get a sponsor, all right. It's going to be called my local hospital after I go there from running with the grandchildren today.
We saw that.
I wish she would have done that earlier because, like I said, there was probably a good 20, 25 minutes before that. There was one time, that little grandson of mine, man, he can be fast when he wants to be. I tried to walk and keep up with him, and I knew that wasn't, I mean, I figured that out wasn't happening. So I was like, doggone, I'm going to have to really try to run. And I'll just put it this way. As often as I look at my pictures, that's as often as I'm going to be running from this point forward.
Yep, by the way, he also made it hard on himself. By putting the power supply in the case before he plugged in the cables to the power supply.
I can relate to that when I added my graphics card, but I got lucky and was able to finesse it or finagle it or however you want to put it. I can relate to that. Man, maybe I need to go get looked at.
That one in about 8 minutes is a 4-pin.
Let me go look. Hang on.
I'm at 816.
Okay, hang on. Yeah, it's the same one as before. That's the fan header.
Well, if it's a 4-pin, it goes on one of the system fan things on the motherboard.
Right.
And he was talking about this little board that you see up in the middle of the case being some type of a fan.
Oh yeah,
And right there. Hold on a second. At approximately 825, the connector he's holding. That's the SATA power for the hub for the fans. That's what that is.
Right.
Oh, a different
case
one,
I
huh?
have has a SATA power thing which can go to the fan. Mine has a switch on it that you can control fan speeds with, but I didn't want to do it that way. I just hooked all my fans directly onto the motherboard and let the motherboard control them.
So that's the controller for the 9 fans he's going to have on there?
Yeah, that little board you see.
Right.
I think it's 6 altogether. The six is what I see on the board itself.
So that one probably goes to one of the system fan things on the motherboard.
Well, the 4-pin does.
Right, the 4-pin.
The 4-pin does. The other one, he needs a SATA power cable coming from the power supply. That's where he plugs the fat one into.
Right, and that's like in my case, up near the top where that fan switch that I don't use is, there's a spare SATA cable up there that I'm not using because I'm not running all the power through this switch in my case.
Right.
All right, that makes sense then.
Well, I'm fixing to get off here. I'm going to bed.
All right, Chris. Keep us informed tomorrow on what's going on.
Okay.
Best of luck to you.
All right, thank you.
Good night.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.
Alright.
Thank y'all.
Can't put him to sleep now.
If you can still hear, good night, Chris. Good night, Sam.
He's gone.
You know what's disgusting is that show was, what, 40 years ago, and we're still saying good night, John Boy.
It was a few years ago, yes. Probably closer to 50 years. I believe it was in the 70s, was it not?
I believe so.
I'm gonna agree with you, right? But I think I was wondering when it ended. I don't remember when it ended, but you know, close 40. I did not love the show or hate it, but they did not repeats reunion shows, they called them. And if you ever saw one, they changed like what people did. I guess that Mary Ellen character, she became a doctor. And on the next one, reunion show, she was a nurse again. So, I thought that was cool. Work hard to become a doctor. A year later, you're a nurse.
Yeah, I didn't pay that much attention to it. What few times we had to watch it because that was the only thing on TV. Is it's like you're gonna eat your peas and you're gonna like it. Well, you're gonna watch the Waltons and you're gonna like it. Type of deal.
Well, that was the 60s, excuse me, 80s. By then, almost everybody had some version of cable. My wife and I still talk about Detroit area with like 4 channels, 6 channels.
Season 1, Episode 1, September 14th, 1972.
They had the year before they had I guess you call it a TV special because it was Thanksgiving.
Yep.
With the Walton.
Yeah, that's on. I think they had I want to say 3 of those, or maybe 4.
This was before it had the preview or whatnot.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was hoping the reason I mentioned it though is Edgar Bergen, the comedian for ventriloquist from the 80s or 30s, was the father.
Excuse me. The grandfather was. Who was the grandfather?
Of the first out of the series of Will Gear.
Oh yeah, Will Gear was the series.
Candace Bergen's father, he was on it as father or some grandfather on the, I don't know what you would call it, but.
Yeah, I've got somewhere every episode of that. My sister wanted that and Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah.
And I painstakingly went and got them all for her and put them on a flash drive.
One wasted flash drive.
Watch out, you'll get a copyright.
Yeah, really. I don't think they care.
I don't think they care, but boy, Disney's sure picky about some things.
Yeah, Edgar, I'm looking at Wikipedia. Zebulon Grandpa Will Gear seasons 1 through 6 as he died. John's father, Edgar Bergen, played Zebulon scenery in the Homecoming movie only. But if anybody knows anything about history, Will Gear was actually kicked out of the entertainment industry because he was communist. And if you really go back in your history, he was also gay.
Did not know that on both accounts.
And his, quote, boyfriend was actually a transvestite.
Is that the precursor to... Never mind, I won't say it.
Yeah, I'm just laughing, not bad laughing, but yeah, back then he was big time communist. I mean, he was a communist. He admits to it too. Not back with, say these 3 people. No, he was.
Oh, man.
I guess in real life he was really into trees and all that kind of thing, and plants. Which, no big deal. Just.
Did we lose somebody? My screen on Zoom just changed. Chris left, I know that. That's weird.
Now my last Walton thing, because this is kind of a little thing I like. Again, Mary Ellen June North, I think it is. She says this. She was trying to get out of the Walton mode, so she did lay out for Playboy. And for all you perverts, it was a good layout.
Well, 2 teens just got killed in Compton for taking over, stupid kids, taking over an intersection, and they were hanging out the window, and apparently they fell out the window and got ran over.
They ran over by a reindeer?
That sounds just like Rudolph got ran over by a reindeer, but then they got ran over by a car.
That isn't even a weekend.
Yeah, really. I mean, this is a Monday night, and that's going on.
And for you people that don't live in Detroit, you don't understand our Detroit is like You go to Detroit, you take target practice.
So the Homecoming: A Christmas Story was the movie that Gary referred to.
Started, yeah. And the reason I even say the movie, or even say it, is because you have Jeff Dunham with the ventriloquist type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody that does any ventriloquist goes back to Edgar Murray. Because I think about this, guys, he did ventriloquist on the radio. I mean, for a second, you go, wait, you made the puppet dummy where you call him talk. And the people clapped on the radio. I mean, I guarantee you I'm not a ventriloquist, but, I can make a talk on the radio. Honey, did you see his lips didn't move?
But you're on the radio, right?
Seriously, I love that. Again, playing politics, we can't laugh.
Was Walton's Mountain a real place? That's an interesting question.
No.
No, it says while the television series took place on a fictional Walton Mountain in Virginia, the book Spencer's Mountain in Wyoming, both are actually based on Hammer's hometown in Schuyler, Virginia, maybe is how you say it? Huh.
It's called Virginia.
It's over there somewhere.
Yeah. It's a place where if you have your teeth, you're called educated. Jim does not live in the South, nor has ever lived in the South.
Well, he lives in Delaware, doesn't he?
I am missing a tooth, though. I am missing a tooth. It was a root canal that finally fell apart, and I just never bothered to get it replaced.
Ian, I don't think Josh is at Bonnie's. And the reason why is because I just called him. And if his phone answers and it's completely dead silent, most of the time I know that means he's sleeping.
He made a comment at 10 minutes after 11 to somebody called T-Girl. I don't know if he's still there or not, nor do I care if he's still there or not. He's a big boy. He can do what he wants.
But can you do it twice?
I don't know.
Can I ask a question?
Have you asked any questions yet tonight, Sean?
I don't know.
Oh, go ahead. You can ask
I
them.
don't think I have.
Well, wait. You don't think you have, or you haven't? I mean, it's got to be definitive.
You have.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hey, so this is just off topic. I've been watching YouTube, like my homepage, like everything that's up. So, does anybody in y'all state that y'all live in have like big increase in Cadillac converter theft?
Yes.
Yeah, there's catalytic converters being stolen out from under vehicles and driveways here in Vegas.
They use sawzalls.
Now, I've got a question for you, Sean. The two teens that were just killed in Compton, were they stealing Cadillac converters and they're just hiding the story?
I think they were stealing Pinto converters, not Cadillac converters.
No, it showed them hanging outside the window of the car, and they're going around and around in the.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the traffic stop. They're just going around and around.
So they both got shot, you said?
No, they both got ran over.
They both fell out of the car.
I'm sorry.
That's what the article said.
No politics. I think you look at calling it her and you run over.
Kind of leads a new meaning to the, if your friend jumps off the cliff, are you going to jump off the cliff? So I'm going to go ahead and push the button. I'm not going to say anything because Jeff's got it in his mind. He doesn't need to be warned.
You want to be a Nancy over that?
Well, I don't think we'll have to worry about much damage to the gene pool with those two.
Well, a man just got busted for stealing 1,300 Cadillac used Cadillac converters, and he's looking at like $20,000
What's the reason they steal these catalytic converters?
Platinum in them.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and other precious metals.
Yeah.
The precious metals are catalysts for the reaction that occurs.
And those bad boys get hot too.